Good morning, everyone. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, details and differences. Phone junkies everywhere were aflutter last week about Google's Pixel 6 launch event on October 12th. Loud hallelujahs were heard rejoicing that the Pixel 6 starting price was just $600. $700 Canadian, and there was muted wondering if an extra 3 Ben Franklins or 4 Bordens, if you're in Canada, was worth it for the Pixel 6 Pro. Andrew Heinzman's article at reviewgeek.com last week provides a starting point for finding out what's really new, innovative, and special about these phones. Then I'll be showing you every one of the differences between the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. So here goes. It's farewell to the Snapdragon processor and hello to the new Tensor processor that's putting Pixel 6 phones in a class by themselves. Google claims that its Tensor chip is 80% faster than Pixel 5 Snapdragon 765G processor. Google developed Tensor processor from the ground up. It's a revolutionary chip that improves artificial intelligence performance and unlocks new features on the Pixel 6 phones like Live Translate, which translates as you type. Can you believe that? Faster voice to text, computational photography that gives you better than ever quality photos. Perhaps as revolutionary as Tensor's blazing speed may be its impact on the smartphone market. Smartphone makers who've tired of working with Qualcomm may now be inspired to design their own processors, a move that could break Snapdragon's stranglehold on Android devices. Andrew Heinzman muses that Google's timing is impeccable because it's just a day earlier, Apple announced the M1 Pro and M1 Max chips, 2 processors that will put Intel to shame. It's looking like phone makers are jumping Qualcomm's and Intel's ship, doesn't it? Both the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro have a similar design and build. The Pixel 6 Pro is bigger, and there's a 3rd camera sensor on the back. The display on the Pixel 6 Pro is slightly curved around the edges with thinner bezels. And the Pixel 6 Pro has a stainless steel frame compared to the Pixel 6's aluminum frame. Snow Cone, the dessert name for the latest Android 12 operating system, will initially be exclusive to the Pixel 6 phone, reports CNET.com, who also gets the credit for my background today. Let's take a look at specifications for the more costly Pixel 6 Pro compared to its less expensive sibling, the Pixel 6. By my count, specification sheets for these 2 phones have 36 different categories. Specs for the Pixel 6 Pro and Pixel 6 are identical in 24 of these categories. I'll show you each of the 12 different categories next. For your information, my sources for the specifications were gsmarena.com, phonescoop.com, and google.com. I'll try to take it a little slow because this is a lot of data and a lot of information in a small amount of time. On the display of the phones, Pixel 6 Pro has a 6.71-inch LTPO OLED screen display that's 1440 by 3120 pixels, 120 hertz refresh rate, HDR10+, compared to the Pixel 6 with a slightly smaller 6.4-inch OLED screen, 1080 by 2400 pixels, 90 hertz refresh rate, and of course, also having HDR10+. Now that's 3 categories already: size, pixels, and refresh rate. By the way, LTPO stands for low temperature polycrystalline oxide and describes a type of backbone technology for OLED displays. Don't ask me to explain it, that's way above my pay grade. On the phone backside, Pixel 6 Pro has Gorilla Glass Victus, which is the premium. compared to Pixel 6, which has what is called Gorilla Glass 6. Main camera. Pixel 6 Pro has an extra 48 megapixel 3.5, it's a telephoto lens, camera with OIS. Now, OIS is optical image stabilization, the image stabilizer. I'm sure you're all familiar with that. Front camera, it's a pixel on the Pixel 6 Pro. It's 11.1 megapixels, f2.2, 20 millimeter. It's ultra wide. See that? Ultra wide compared to the Pixel 6 with 8 megapixel, f2.0, 24 millimeter, and just a basic wide lens. Front video camera. The Pixel 6 Pro has 4K at 30 feet per second and 1080p resolution at 30 or 60 frames per second, compared to the Pixel 6, which is 1080p at 30 to 60 frames per second only. I'm going to just pause a minute and let you study that sheet. Okay, we'll go on. Storage, which is memory. The Pixel 6 Pro offers an additional 512 gigabyte option. Don't find that in the regular Pixel 6. Battery. Pixel 6 Pro, it has a slightly larger battery, a little bit beefier charging system, but it's a larger device. So consequently, I'm not going to give an edge here. I think it's a toss-up. Colors. The Pixel 6 Pro offers 3 colors. The Pixel 6 has 2 colors. I believe that the 2 colors are the same as 2 of the 3 colors in the Pixel 6 Pro. In RAM, the Pixel 6 Pro has 12 gigabyte of RAM, and the Pixel 6 has 8 gigabyte. Let you pause for a moment, look at that. Weight. Pixel 6 Pro is 7.41 ounces, 211 grams. Pixel 6, 7.30 ounces, 207 grams. Now that's remarkably similar in weight, only 0.11 ounce difference. It must be that Gorilla 6 back on the Pixel 6. I don't know what else would account for it because it's a larger phone. Special features. The Pixel 6 Pro has ultra wideband support. Pixel 6 does not. So what is ultra wideband support? Ultra wideband in phone, here's the answer. Ultra wideband in phones and devices is actually IRUWB, impulse radio ultra wideband. I'd never heard of that before, but that's what it is. According to a recent article in 9to5google.com, ultra wideband is a radio that allows smartphones to better interact with other nearby devices using the same technology. While ultra wideband has been around for a while, it didn't catch on in smartphones until recently, most notably on Apple's AirTag, also most notably on Apple's AirTag, iPhones 11 and 12, Samsung Galaxy S and Fold series phones, and even the Apple Watch 6 and Watch 7 have ultra wideband. Can you believe that? Ultra wideband is complicated and not related at all to 5G or Verizon's so-called ultra wideband. It's not even cutting edge stuff. In fact, its roots go back more than 100 years, but that's another story that involves spread spectrum and the actress Hedy Lamarr. Are you amazed? That redhead actress Hedy Lamarr, according to one thing I read this last week, she had the same, or literally the same IQ as Albert Einstein. Getting back to UWB, its accuracy is uncanny. It can indicate direction and determine distance within a couple of inches. It consumes less battery power than Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and is increasingly being used with lots of Internet of Things devices. We're sure to be seeing more of flagship phones with ultra wideband in the future. One downside of ultra wideband connectivity is that it can even expose users to targeted advertising. Perhaps this is the reason that Apple added an option to disable its ultra wideband chip. Ultra wideband in the Pixel 6 Pro can only be disabled by switching to airplane mode. I looked it up and found it in Google. Now, you're probably wondering, what about 5G, cellular 5G? Well, as for cellular 5G, Pixel 6 phones will support virtually any flavor of 5G. So that's good news. But there are different carrier options, or versions, I should say, of Pixel 6 phones, tailoring that support according to the carrier's needs. Now, that isn't saying very much about 5G, except you don't have to worry. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today. And even though I'm a Samsung Galaxy phone guy, I'm sticking with this one. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.